Just talk about the no-fly zone and trying to instill some confidence in those guys back in the secondary.
Well, it's one of those I guess, phrases that a lot of defensive backs have come up with, and I just adopted it because that's what my kids like. A lot of guys say I'm a player's coach, and I want to make this thing fun. It shouldn't be all work. Some guys should have some fun out of it. And the guys that usually have fun are guys who have much more success.
With this group, do you feel like you're, finally starting to get some pieces in place? I know there were a lot of injuries last year, but some guys that are maybe starting to find their niche in their roles.
I think I would say we have a more talented group back there. Some guys who had the opportunity to sit and watch and learn from just the visual aspect of it, and the competition level has risen tremendously.
You look at your safeties, competition makes everybody better. Jadar, is he really pushing J-Ron for a spot back there?
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where I have a lot of guys to be able to play with, which I didn't have last year because of the gap in age and experience. These guys athletically can play either side, and I like the competition level.
Coach Venable said McKenzie came back with something to prove after the summer. What do you see his growth being all summer?
Well, the thing with McKenzie's McKenzie. I mean, the young man came in, had a setback with injury, and a young man who was very passionate about the game, who loves the game. It was kind of hard for him at first. When you say he's come back with something to prove, McKenzie's has always had something to prove. That's his MO. So it's nothing new for me. It's just like I say, an opportunity for him to see the game in a different light. Being able, having to sit on the sideline for a whole season and watch everybody else participate while he nursed an injury.
How do you think he handled that situation? Did he do about as well as you could, given the?
I mean, it was some frustrating time. I mean, what can you say? Something that a kid's so passionate and loves to do, and all of a sudden it gets taken away from him, and it's one of those situations where it's a learning experience. Because, it's one of those things where you say, every day's not promised to you, or the game of football is not promised to you. So you got to treat it with respect.
Did he, when he got back on the field feeling better, did he look better? Did he look like himself athletically?
No. Yeah. With any injury to the biggest hurdle that you got to overcome is mental. Because now you got to say, okay, the doctors say I'm clear, so I've got to trust in what the doctor says and go out there and push it. And like with any injury, you're gonna have scar tissue. When that scar tissue tears, you're gonna feel some pain. So he's done a good job of overcoming it and working hard.
What does he need to distinguish himself from Jadar?
Well, for me, it's consistency. It's like, people always ask, Coach, what kind of speed do you like your defensive backs to have? Well, it's all good to say he runs a 4.3 or whomever runs a 4.3, but I want a kid that runs a 4.3 10 times instead of one time. At least I know exactly what I'm getting every play. And for any of my defensive backs, consistency is the key. Because I need guys that I can trust, down in every play, So that's what I want, and consistency. So he has to become more consistent for my liking, and we'll see.
Did he continue to take the step forward there throughout the spring?
Well, like any young kid, he was thrust into playing a lot earlier than I expected. He had the athletic ability to play, but like I said, coming from high school to college and playing against the type of competition that we played against, it's very much a mental factor that was up and down for him, because he's not used to playing 11 and 12 football games.
Do you foresee a scenario where you could have McKenzie and maybe Cordelia starting at Georgia?
Right now, I can't. I mean, you would like to say I want all of them to play, right. But who am I to say, because I'm not promised tomorrow, they're not promised tomorrow, so who knows? So each day is going to be, taken in accordance, and whomever is performing with the consistency and playing on a high level, play in and play out, will play.